Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm a chef. And today, we're cooking my famous chocolate chip cookies for a chemistry project. Please enjoy. What do you mean it didn't follow the script correctly? So today we're making chocolate chip cookies with a little bit of salt on them. It's like how grandma used to make, but only better because I'm not a grandma. So basically you're gonna need these ingredients. You're gonna need dark chocolate chips, not milk chocolate, because dark chocolate is better for you and it's more rich and it's also You're gonna need 2 sticks of butter, brown sugar. I prefer to use light brown sugar because dark brown sugar is a lot more difficult to deal with because it's more like rich and it will kind of make cookies too rich and it won't turn out right and the color won't be right. So use light brown sugar, not dark brown sugar. You're also gonna need some
baking soda.
You're also gonna need some probably the strongest thing we have here,
vanilla extract.
And also you're gonna need a sea salt, some sort of sea salt. I have mine in this thing because I'm a fancy boy. I think that's everything. Wait. We're missing the eggs. We don't have any eggs. I think I have an idea.
Give me your eggs!
So after I chased down a chicken and held it against its will, we have 2 eggs now, right from the chicken. Also forgot to mention, you're also gonna need some measuring tools, so you're gonna need like the sorts of cups right here. And you're also gonna need some teaspoons and tablespoons for this recipe, because if you don't properly measure stuff, the thing about baking, if you don't properly measure something, like the slightest little thing will go wrong and your thing would taste like crap. No pressure or anything. God, this thing's so heavy. You're gonna need one of those things too. So you're first gonna start off with 2 sticks of butter, salted or unsalted. Put it in there, and we want to soften it up, so we're gonna put it in there for about 20 seconds. And that's just to soften it up so it's easier to mix. So we're gonna add the butter in. Don't eat butter like that. The next step is adding your light brown sugar, so I packed it in there pretty well, so we're gonna add this in. Next we're gonna add the sugar cane in there, because cookies are supposed to be sweet, so we're gonna make it smell. Just like frozen. Next we're gonna add our 2 teaspoons of
vanilla extract.
This stuff's super strong, but you know, your boy has to. Okay. As I was saying, this stuff's really strong, so you know, you gotta take a quick little swig of it, you know. Okay, so I recommend doing this over the bowl, so if it spills, you don't get it over your counter. So just a little bit of vanilla extract. There's 1. We need 2 of these, 2 teaspoons. And there's 2. So then our last step of the first round of steps is we're gonna add the 2 eggs that we chased down a chicken and forced them to lay an egg right in front of us. So you're gonna add in these eggs like so. Then the other one, crack, and in. You're gonna put this down, and you're gonna make sure that's on. And then you gotta go the other way, and you're gonna start mixing. And this takes a little bit, so just wait until it gets the right consistency. Okay, this is taking too long. We're going full max. Let's go! So after going full extreme mode, this is what your dough should look like so far. Kind of a light brown consistency. Still should be a little sticky because we haven't added anything like something like flour, but that's what your dough should look like so far. So our next step is to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm almost out of flour, so we're gonna add this 1 cup in. And I'm gonna have to go ride my bike and go to the store, so I'll be right back. Mom, can we go get some more flour, please? We have more flour. So then we're adding our 2nd cup of flour in. So then our next step is add a little bit of salt, so we're gonna be like Gordon Ramsay.
Are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
So, only a little bit. Actually, is the baking soda, so you're gonna need 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking soda. Just one of these. So, just gonna get that in, make sure it goes all the way up, and it goes. So this is what your dough should look like. What the heck happened here? Okay. So this is what your dough should look like now with all the stuff in it. So we're gonna make sure this is locked. We're gonna go to the other side and we're gonna start mixing. And this part could get messy. The flour could fly out. And if the dough is like not still like sticky, you add I would say a little more flour. But here we go. I'll do this part slow because flour can get everywhere and your mom would not be happy. But your mom's not here, so we're going extreme! Oh, God, why? Okay, we're going extreme again, let's go! So this is what your dough should look like now. It should be a lot more firm than last time because there's flour in there this time. And it's well combined, so we can move on to the next step. So I wasn't recording and I lost some footage, but I added in the rest of this package of dark chocolate. I went on like this full rant about how much chocolate you can add. You can add, I recommend if you want to watch your chocolate, then you do 3/4 cup. But if you don't, you just dump a whole bag in like what I did. And it's really up to you how much chocolate you want. So then after that, you're gonna mix that together. So this is what your dough should look like, the finished product. It should look like the store-bought cookie dough that you would find. And it has all the chocolate there and everything. So now what you're gonna do is grab a small spatula like this and you're gonna have to get all the dough into the bowl. This part takes a while, so I'm sorry. So then after you scoop all the stuff off with the spatula, you're gonna grab some saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to get enough so it covers the bowl. And you're gonna put it over the bowl. And this is to stop it from getting too firm in the fridge, like where it's like hard as a rock. So this is it stops that and it stays like somewhat soft but still like hard enough so it forms correctly.
That's what she said.
So after this, you're gonna have to go refrigerate it. So you're gonna put your cookie dough in the fridge, and this process takes upwards to 3 to 4 hours. And as the cookie dough is in the cooling stage of this process, make sure you clean your kitchen. This is the part where you do dishes and wait.
Three hours later.
So it's been about 3 hours and our dough should be done chilling. Now that our dough is chilled and is now nice and firm, that's what we want. So you're gonna get some parchment paper out and you're gonna get it on a piece. You're gonna place it down on here. So for cooking them and placing them, so you're gonna put them on the baking sheet with the parchment paper. And you want to, I would say, measure it out into cups and then split that in half twice. So you have these little cookie balls and you roll them up in a ball. And you can make them as big as you want or small as you want. You can pretty much cook one giant one and be a legend. But I like cooking them small ones so we have more, there's like more varieties for more people to try them. So you want to roll them up in the balls, make sure they're spaced out so they don't stick to each other. And you just repeat that step until you fill up the whole pan or until you got a cookie dough. So this is about the sizes that you want for your cookies. And I know this part might seem a little weird, but trust me, this makes the cookies like really good. So you're gonna get some flaky salt like this. It normally comes in a little container, but I have some in this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly season the cookies with some flaky salt. And what this does, it makes them like a sweet and savory type of cookie. And I know that sounds a little weird, but trust me, it's a game changer. These cookies will be really good once you add this salt. And you want to put it on before you put them in the oven so it bakes into it. And then every bite will have a piece of like salt and dark. It's just hard to explain, it's just really good. Alright, after a few hours, the oven's finally ready, so we're gonna put the cookies in the oven. And they'll have to stay in there for about 7 to 8 minutes until they're cooked through.
3 hours later.
Alright, so the cookies have been in there for about 10 minutes, and you want to take them out a little early so they're still like nice, gooey, but soft in the middle. And you just let them rest for a little bit before you start taking them, because if you do, like sweet So after you let them cool off for a little bit and not be like me, you get one of these scooper things. If you don't have one of these, spatula will do just fine, or a fork. So you just go under it, so you make sure you don't break it, and you put it on a cooling rack. And if you don't have a cooling rack, then you just use a paper plate or whatever plate you have, and you just repeat that process like so. So once all the cookies are on there, you just repeat the process with the dough. You make more dough balls, and you put it on the parchment paper, then back in the oven it goes, and then you go back. It's just an endless cycle until you have no more dough. Alright, so this is what the finished product should look like. You should have like that nice golden brown like you would see on Google Images, and it should be nice, soft in the middle, and you have some good cookies. So that's basically the recipe. Totally try this at home. I hope my instructions were well. I know I was joking around for most of it. But please try this at home. Your family will love it, friends. They're just made for sharing with other people, so please make this. And I know my teacher wants to see us eating the food, so oh, very good. Oh, hold on.
A few moments later.
I didn't want to talk my mouth full, I'm sorry. But totally try this at home. It's a huge hit, and thank you for watching me making cookies.